Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us, Team Mosso at the 1916 Company for purchase, pricing, and availability questions concerning this watch. And today we're discussing one of the rarest versions of a cult classic model from Cartier. This is the Roadster GMT, the one for travelers. The Roadster launched in 2001. It was a modern and forward-looking Cartier that truly did feel like something Louis Cartier might have designed had he still been alive in the modern era. It's automotive inspired, and it is unabashed and bold in its use of a combination of vintage automotive design cues and hot rodding signatures. A very cool watch that is a sports watch. This is the dual time version in steel. And you can see that it's 42 millimeters wide, not including the crown and the plinth beneath the crown. It's fairly thin at 11.7 millimeters and lug tip to lug tip 47.6. It uses the Roadster's signature quick release system for its hybrid textile and calfskin leather strap, and they still make straps at Cartier with many different options available, so you can accessorize this all you like, or you can put it on a strap that is not made of leather to take advantage of the watch's 100-meter water resistance. We're going to just plug that right back in. It's actually quite easy to use. And it's a system, by the way, that was later used by the IWC Aquatimer family. So taking a look at the case, you can see that there's all sorts of fascinating elements here. We have these recessed screws on the ends of the lugs, almost like recessed tail lights that you'd find on 1950s Roadsters or Frenched tail lights on hot rods. Bumper overriders. You've got a dial that's laid out like an automotive dashboard clock, tachometer, or speedometer. You've got the overlapping lens, like something you might see over a headlight, a really cool extension, almost as though we're looking at the blended and extended taillights of 1950s Porsche or Jaguar or Mercedes-Benz. You can really sort of find different elements from automotive history and read them into the watch, and no one reading is the definitive one. That's the great thing. Taking a look, we have a strap that's a combination of textile and leather, but what's fascinating is if you look on the bottom, there are no perforations. Louis Cartier created the world's first deployant clasp for a wristwatch back in 1909, and this is the evolution of that clasp. Because it takes the extra length and it tucks it underneath and then holds it, you have an infinite range of adjustment that's not limited by perforations, and also because we're not gouging those perforations, the strap lasts longer. It is a big watch, and because it's not a round watch, it wears even larger than its dimensions would suggest. So taking a look on my wrist, I recommend you wear this on a wrist of my size or larger, so let's say 16 centimeters circumference and up. Not a problem. You can see the lugs are not over the edge of my wrist, but it does have a lot of size to it and a lot of presence, and I don't think a wrist smaller than 16 centimeters would be ideally proportioned for this, aesthetically speaking. The watch is all of high polish, and it's a great looking treatment. The bezel is somewhat stepped up from the case band, but just as fluid. We have that Dagmar-like automotive bumper or overrider crown, and then we've got the lens for the date. We've got a movement that is based on the ETA 28932, which is the dual time version of the 2892. 100 meters water resistant, automatic winding with bidirectional winding action, 42-hour power reserve, 21 joules, 4 hertz beat rate. It's got stop seconds and a combination of a quick set date and a 24-hour format second time zone. So you can see I'm able to make all sorts of changes here. Let me put it in quick set mode specifically now. You can see how I'm able to jump the secondary time zone right there, and that it is in a 24-hour format. But then I also have a traditional quick set. So a lot of GMT style watches don't have a traditional quick set. Think Rolex GMT Master 2, and you have to set the date by rotating the local hour hand again and again and again. Here you don't have that problem. So you got the quick set, the second time zone with its own sort of quick set, and then the hacking or stop seconds function where everything sets in sync. Taking a quick look, it is a very sporty watch as it features an abundance of lume, including for the secondary time zone, though not the remainder of the dial, which does have a very automotive aesthetic. You can see a sunburst center, the downwardly stepped center dial giving way to concentric lines that unify all of the radially arrayed Roman numerals, including the lacquered watchmakers for. You can see the 24-hour scale outboard, the LL indicating that this is a dial loomed with superluminova, but you can also see that there's a sunburst pattern underneath the hour track outboard, and the hands are blackened for better contrast. We also have a piano key style center for reading the seconds and the minutes. A really cool watch from a family that's probably the most requested for a revival from Cartier itself. You can see why it's a cult watch. But there's one more thing I have to declare here, which is that this one has been customized with what appears to be the 2000 to 2015 St. Louis Rams logo. So if you are a Rams fan, LA or St. Louis, this will work. However, if you are not, keep in mind that the customization is on the case back, so it will remain forever a secret between you and your watch. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.